Xabi Alonso thought he needed Kylian Mbappé to unlock his fresh-minted Real Madrid, till a quiet, Madrid-born forward stepped into the lineup and started ghosting defenders with the same velvet touch Karim Benzema once called invisible art. Meet Gonzalo Garcia, the Spanish gem. Alonso swears he didn't find so much as stumble over while combing the academy tapes. With Mbappe sidelined, this 21-year-old has hijacked the club's World Cup tournament spotlight. Not by copying flashy stepovers, but by threading passes, dropping deep, and finishing chances with a Benzema-style calm that's sending scouts into panic mode. I binged every single one of Gonzalo's matches, from Castilla showdowns to that jaw-dropping Club World Cup debut, and what I discovered could rewrite Madrid's striker hierarchy overnight and let Mbappe aside. Stick around, because by the end you'll see why one tiny contract clause might force Real Madrid to choose between their blockbuster star and the homegrown heir they never knew they had. Gonzalo Garcia's story begins in a graffiti-stained five-a-side cage outside Leganés, where he'd shoulder-fake grown men twice his size and still finish with a grin. By age 10, La Fabrica staff grabbed him, but a single coach, Hernan Perez, rewrote the script, shoving him from flashy wing play into the cutthroat no-9 zone. Instead of Cristiano posters, the teenager binge-watched Mbappe compilations, pausing, rewinding, diagramming every diagonal sprint in a notebook his mother still keeps. That obsession birthed a sixth sense. Gonzalo waits until space pleads for him, then strikes like static electricity. The catch? He was tiny. At 15, he measured barely 1.65 meters. So he built a gym in his parents' garage, just resistance bands, crates, and relentless grit. A late growth spurt plus that homemade program powered a vertical leap coaches now likened to prime Michael Jordan. The result? A forward whose boots read like wingers, but whose headers detonate like artillery. Of course, instincts mean little without cold, hard numbers. So Garcia torched a record few thought touchable. The 2024-25 Castilla season opened with 4 goalless fixtures. Critics shrugged him off as just another academy hype job. Then something clicked. Over the next 32 games, he unloaded 25 goals, setting a brand new first RFEF single-season record. Stat sheets tell just half the tale. 8 of those strikes were bullet headers, 6 arrived off his weaker left foot, and none were penalties. His SOFA score trended at 7.45, elite territory for a reserve striker, and internal GPS data showed he covered more high-intensity meters than any Castilla teammate. But ask teammates what impressed them most, and they'll recall a cold February evening versus Deportivo. Castilla were down to 10 men. Garcia sprinted 40 meters to block a clearance with his face, jarred loose a tooth, and still finished the winning tap-in 2 minutes later. The clip went viral across Spanish TikTok, captioned simply, "Heart over hype." Beneath the fireworks, though, the young striker fought a silent war inside his own head. November 2024 dropped a shadow over Gonzalo's rise. He froze in front of goal, overhit simple layoffs, and cameras caught him mouthing, "I'm rushing everything." Raul, then Castilla coach, went public. He's battling anxiety, not defenders. A sports psych team stepped in, prescribing breathing drills and a strict social media blackout. 4 weeks later, the fog lifted. Garcia rattled home 6 goals in 4 matches, sealing the run with a hat trick of back post headers against Inter City. The message landed, tame the mind, unleash the predator. Privately, the striker now keeps a pre-game ritual he calls the silent tunnel. He arrives last, lingers in the hallway, and visualizes each possible run before stepping onto the pitch. Teammates say you can almost feel the temperature drop around him, like he's cocooned in noise-canceled focus. It's the same routine sports psychologists link to Olympic sprinters, and it's paying dividends in pure, unblinking composure. That newfound calm would face its ultimate test on the biggest stage Gonzalo had ever seen. June 18th, 2025? Club World Cup opener in Charlotte. Mbappe's stomach bug sidelines the superstar, Endrick still battles jet lag, and Xabi Alonso rolls the dice. Gonzalo, you start. 10 minutes in, Garcia glides between center backs, meets Cruz's cross, and roofs a header past Bono. Real Madrid's first goal of the Alonso era. Post-match, the coach compares him to Raul. 3 days later versus Salzburg, he doesn't score, yet Dressing room cameras show veterans clapping him in with genuine respect. For Madrid, that locker room nod is currency more valuable than a contract bonus. The Charlotte goal sparked an avalanche of social chatter. Gonza goal trended above the NBA Finals for 24 hours in Spain. One frame of his leap, freeze captured at maximum elevation, became a meme titled, "When you realize gravity is optional." A marketing agency even pitched Adidas a limited edition boot line called Hover. Momentum, it seemed, was rocketing beyond the pitch. Where hype erupts, transfer vultures soon circle, and they did so with hunger. Within hours, Italian newspaper Secolo Ninignive claimed Genoa had lodged an official loan request, promising guaranteed minutes in Serie A. 2 days later, English outlet Claret Insider floated a shock West Ham swap deal that would exchange Garcia for a proven Premier League veteran. Madrid's phone lines burned hot. Transfer Feed pegged his valuation at €15 million, twice Raul's debut season equivalent after inflation. Fans clashed on forums. Keep him and gamble on growing pains, or cash in before reality catches up. Behind closed doors, agents smelled blood. One intermediary even proposed a Bundesliga move framed around Lewandowski-style development. Garcia's camp stayed silent, but insiders say his father, a die-hard Madridista, told suitors flatly, "We'll listen only if Madrid closes the door." And so the chessboard shifted from money to loyalty. All these whispers dropped a tactical bomb right at Xabi Alonso's feet. Madrid suddenly boasts a surplus. Mbappe, Endrick, an aging Joselu, and now Gonzalo. Mbappe's mini-slump sparks anxiety. Endrick's rawness requires patience. Joselu's minutes vanish. Club insiders leak that Alonso has paused the striker search to test Garcia's ceiling during preseason. Yet every minute on the bench can stunt a 21-year-old. Keep him, and Madrid endure rookie errors in high-stakes fixtures. Loan him, and another club may polish your diamond to glory. It's a tightrope laced with billion-euro consequences. Tactical analysts add another wrinkle. Madrid's new 3-4-2-1 demands a roaming frontman who presses like a terrier, then finishes like a marksman. On GPS metrics, Gonzalo outruns Mbappe in repeated high-intensity sprints, while video shows him acting as an invisible wall, drawing defenders to free Vinicius and Bellingham. In other words, he might be custom-built for Alonso's blueprint. The crossroads looms larger by the day, so let's map the routes ahead. Here are some scenarios in the future for Gonzalo. The first one. Scenario A. Madrid slam every exit door, slot Gonzalo as cup starter and league rotation piece. Outcome. Rapid chemistry with Vinicius, risk of burnout under Madrid's glare. Scenario B. A Genoa loan offers weekly Serie A dogfights, turning raw talent into tempered steel. Downside. If he explodes, Europe's elite will line up checkbooks before Madrid can even unpack his suitcase. Scenario C, the unthinkable sale. Fast cash, maybe a buyback clause, but history teaches selling Raul types early usually haunts the Bernabeu like a ghost goal. When I plunged into the tape expecting just another academy fairy tale, I found a striker who studies Mbappé frame by frame, floats like Raul in his prime, and dissects his own anxiety like a seasoned therapist. He's a garage-built athlete, a tactical fit for Alonso's next-gen Madrid, and a walking argument against selling potential too soon. And here's the twist I promised. Gonzalo's extension clause kicks in at 22 starts, locking him until 2030 on wages triple today's. One way or another, this season decides whether he signs that clause or takes his leap somewhere else. So I'll leave the question with you. Does Madrid gamble on genius now, or let Serie A craft their next superstar? Drop your verdict below, because one thing is certain. Wherever Gonzalo Garcia lands, gravity will never feel the same again.